Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Hey, yo, the beat at the
we
beginning
back.
be just,
Yeah, yeah.
I like it. I love it.
You know what's crazy? I make those beats, and sometimes I use samples. It's crazy because YouTube music from other people's site they use the same samples, and it's like, dude, like this ain't even the same beat, or we use the same sample. But I
Yeah.
tell you one thing, I don't care who used that sample or who sampled what. Listen, I went and listened at all the samples, the people who sampled that same sample.
And it wasn't that.
I ain't too my own home, but I'm just saying, like I'm listening to their stuff. It's not
It's not up to par.
saying the drums ain't drumming. I'm like, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come up with some other beats,
Keep
but
using, keep working, keep hitting the lab, keep hitting the lab. You know what I'm saying?
in the
You know,
meantime, that
I
sounds
always
good
encourage the lab work.
and it
Oh, yeah,
sounds
for sure.
good. I challenge them to be better than me with
Man.
that sample. So, but yeah,
All right,
y'all.
going on, Dame Dash trying to challenge 50 Cent to a TV
No, no,
network
no,
beat.
no, no, no. Dame Dash is not that guy. Dame Dash is a hype man and a man behind it. He ain't making no beats, no beats.
Oh
Dame
yeah,
Dash is
no,
the
no,
hype
no,
man
yeah,
who
yeah,
teeth fall
yeah,
out.
yeah. He,
Oh, man. Oh, man. When I say I
Yeah,
was like, whoa, but,
hilarious, yo.
and
yeah. I'm
he
like,
tried to laugh it off.
why your teeth falling out your head, bruh? Like, I'm not understanding that. Like, these guys got
Man,
way too much money for their teeth to be falling out.
he promoting his network at this point. You can forget it anyway. You know, so I don't know.
Yeah,
But you
that's
know what's his name? From Dipset, Santana. It's right on the tip of my tongue. But the guy from Dipset, like Jules Santana, he got the same problem. Like he was missing his front. Is this what happens when these dudes get old? Like they start missing their front chiclets? I mean,
hey, I whatever some type of drug life that you do too. I heard will make you lose some teeth along the way.
Dame
So
do got diabetes, so ain't no telling.
I know
diabetes
some
on
people with diabetes and they got all their teeth.
I mean, shoot.
So
is that a thing? You're supposed to lose your teeth when you're diabetic?
Brother must have been doing something to lose his grill like that.
man, I don't know, but hey,
Well, it wasn't having high blood sugar.
we all got our grills, so that's what's up, and that's how we gonna leave it. We gonna rock with that, y'all. 69. Let the games begin. This episode is one of our sports episodes. We're gonna talk about got kicked off, whether it's we're gonna talk about high school too much today, but we want to give a shout out to all the high school players out there, the youth football players, the middle school football players, because eventually they're gonna play at the next level. You know what I'm saying? But today we're gonna be
Right.
talking about a little bit of college, mostly the NFL.
Mm.
Yes,
So
sir.
so comments, we know y'all gonna talk noise, so we know that probably my team is the most hated. So I mean, I'm ready for whatever people send my way. It's all good, you know what I'm saying. But I will say, and I tell people this all the time: people can say whatever they Cowboys. I'm in Dallas. I've been in Dallas my whole life, so that's why I represent
Them Cowboys.
the
It's
Dallas
all right.
Cowboys. They're my team.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with
It's
that.
all right.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with anybody that represents their home team, the team where they're where they live or where they were brought up or where their family's from. But sometimes you got people who are bandwagon people who you can let time. I had to bust a couple of people. They were like, "Yeah, I'm a Ravens fan." I'm like, I went back
20
about
about
timeline
2-3 years.
Yeah, no, one of them was like 4 years, right? There was a Washington Redskins fan. I'm like, see,
Ah,
like you can't just be
I only
hopping
knew
back and
one
forth.
Washington Redskin fan, and that yeah. So I don't know. That's a struggle.
I mean, I know some that's from DC, so it's neither here nor there.
It's a Redskin, and they might change their name back from the Commanders to the Redskins. So who knows? There's a
did you really
petition going on.
legit hear about that? Oh, a petition.
Yes, there's a petition out that they want to change the name back to the Redskins. So we'll see how it goes.
That
Redskins
comes
sounds better.
together. This story. I mean, were people really offended?
I mean, it was a ploy to get old boy out of there. What was his name? Forgot his name. The past owner of Redskins.
Oh, yeah.
They were trying to get him out of there. He was bad owner. So I mean, but hey.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. I remember John Riggins. I remember John Williams. I remember Leonard Marshall. I remember those cats. So when I think of Redskins, I'ma always remember those cats. So.
Okay.
Yeah, they say the Hogs. Well, as I always say, Washington. I just try to say
That's what. Yeah.
Washington because in this day and age, everybody with these names, pronouns,
Oh man.
all this other
It's
stuff.
weird.
Man.
It's
Can
weird.
I just talk? Can I just talk to people? Can I just everything is offensive, man. Everything you do is offensive.
I mean, you got a jersey on that somebody don't like that's offensive. So I mean, hey, we just live in a country.
Everybody offended. It's cool.
Yeah.
Well, as I say all the time, we all got choices right in life, and just because you made a different choice, that doesn't mean it's going to affect me negatively. I can be okay with you making a different choice, and that's what this is with sports and life in general. Like whatever choices you make in life, like the old folks say, what you eat don't make me spit. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, enjoy it, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like too many people go back and forth about that stuff, and it's crazy to me.
And they be ready to die for it.
Well, my thing is, like I always say, if like the Cowboys are playing the Eagles and we talking noise because we playing each other, or the Cowboys playing the 49ers, that's cool.
Yeah, right. Shoot that. We can shoot that all day.
But if my team not even on your schedule, what is your beef with my squad and we don't even play each other? Right. I mean, so that's the crazy stuff.
Folks got to piggyback off. What I'm saying. What's hot. You know what I'm saying.
I mean, at the end of the day, it matters a little bit. Of course, at the end of the season to see who goes into postseason. So we don't want you to win every week.
I mean, facts.
Yeah, but I mean,
so but I'm not gonna be running around F the Cowboys. I mean,
it's just like somebody who's a Chiefs fan talking about F the Cowboys. Like, we really don't have nothing to do with y'all until later on in the season. Like, that makes no sense. But people do it all day, every day because it's the sexy thing to do. It's the sexy thing to do to hate on the Cowboys. And like I tell people all the time, we can just get this out the way. They say the Cowboys, the Super Bowl rings are old. They don't compete for anything anymore. Blah, blah, blah this, blah, blah, blah that. Well, what's taking your team so long to catch up?
You know what somebody told me, and I thought that this was super interesting. They said Jerry Jones done already won enough Super Bowls. He done already proved he can do that. Now he's trying to be the most profitable, most expensive franchise out there in sports.
Well, he's been that.
And that's his goal. Right. I mean, few years ago, he was, it was the soccer league, I believe, and the Yankees, and they were all kind of neck and neck. And now Jerry Jones, what they were, $12 billion now.
Well, as far as football, they're in a whole nother stratosphere. So,
right.
My problem with Jerry is he's a businessman, and we all know this. So he doesn't I don't think he really looks at the Cowboys as trying to win the Super Bowl. He just wants them to be competitive enough for people to keep supporting them.
Right. Well, compared to the early Jerry Jones, compared to now, yes, I totally agree. It's Super Bowl in his thing.
I don't even think that was Jerry. I think that was Jimmy.
I I would agree, but still, Jera still, writes the checks, and because remember, one year, y'all they didn't want to pay Emmett, and I think he sat out for like 3 or 4 games. I forget
Man,
what
listen,
year that was.
Jerry is a businessman. As
Fact.
long as that star is popping and people are buying the merch,
That's all I care about.
Yeah, that's
e-
a fact.
everything else is secondary to that star. So you know what I'm
I agree.
saying. I
I
mean,
agree.
it is what it is. It's my squad, and it's that's the owner of the team. And until you know what I'm saying, God calls him home, it just is what it is, and it's just
Yeah,
what
he
it's
ain't
gonna
going
be.
nowhere.
Yeah, because
Hmm.
I tell people all the time,
Jerry
I ain't.
Jones go. Jerry Jones go.
He
Jerry
going
Jones
down
go
with his ship.
squeeze his body. Jerry
He
Jones
said,
gonna be a
bury him in the middle
computer,
of.
bro. Jerry,
He,
Man, nah, like I said,
Jerry
man,
gonna use that brain and be a computer, bro. He gonna be
yeah, his brain can keep making business decisions as long as it's
right.
not making any other decisions, we good.
facts.
All right. Well, let's jump into this episode. Benji supplied us with something from the NBA. So before we jump into the NFL, we thought this question was a good, starter. You know how you used to go in the classroom. I don't know about you all in different areas of the world, but in Texas, we had these things we had called bell ringers. So, at the beginning of class, the teacher would come in, they gave you a little warm up, refresher, or whatever the case may be. So we're not talking about the NFL yet. This is an NBA question, but this is kind of like a bell ringer, if you want to say so. So, all right. So this is what Benji hit us with.
Mm-hmm.
You have one ticket. Which game are you choosing? So here's your choices, right?
They really got tickets in their hand.
Yeah. So here's your choices. You got Steph Curry's pulls up from deep to beat OKC. Ray Allen's clutch three. Kobe's last game. Wilt's 100-point game. Tracy McGrady's 13 points in 33 seconds.
Mm.
LeBron's the block. Kobe's 81-point game. And MJ's the last shot. Trisha Michelle,
Yikes.
which one?
And you know what? I'm gonna rock with Jordan.
Okay, the
With
last shot.
I'm not shot. I'm gonna rock with it, I guess. Only because I grew up in the Jordan era, but like I didn't watch. Like I seen Kobe because I would easily say Kobe, 81 points or more any Kobe game, Kobe's last game. But I've seen Kobe in person. I've never
Okay.
seen Jordan in person,
Okay.
so I would have loved to have a ticket to see him in person.
Fire. Yeah. All right. So Benji, which one?
Before I actually thought the same thing because I've never watched any of Jordan's games live, so I thought the same thing. But then that Braun game with the block
Mm,
I don't care to see him.
like that game was crazy. That's the game that Kyrie hit that three over Curry, and
I know which
that's
game.
the
Watching it.
that's the series they came back
all
3-1.
right.
And I thought, man, that's crazy. And there's a story out there on, how LeBron always does his chase down blocks, where he tells his teammates, don't foul ever. I'm going to chase it down. I'm going to block the shot. And so J.R. Smith played it so perfect in that moment. And it allowed Braun to go get the block. And so, but I can imagine how crazy that game was. So I would love to go to that game. I would love to have been there.
Respectfully, okay.
All right. Well, I mean, I definitely I have seen Mike play in person. I've seen Kobe play in person. I've seen just about everybody on that list play in person except for one person, and that's
Will.
Wilt.
I knew
I
that. Yeah, I
I
knew
I
yours
would
was Will.
I would love to see the 100-point game because right
Yeah.
now that Wilt 100-point game is coming under subjected to some scrutiny
Scrutiny,
because
right.
it's people are saying that it didn't really happen, right?
Right.
That it just is propaganda, like they just made it up. And I'm like, well, I believe it because look who he was playing
Yeah.
against.
Yeah. It was,
like like
well,
it's
nobody's 7 feet. I think the tallest dude he was dealing with was Bill Russell, who was
yeah,
six
at 6'9",
six
Yeah.
nine.
and Bill Russell is a 7'1" athletic monster, like
Yeah.
once in a generation athlete back in those times. So I mean, who's going to stop him from scoring 100 points? Nobody, literally. That's why he was averaging 50 or 60
50
points
points a
a
game.
season. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
like so 100 points is very believable. And they were like, well, they have footage of all this other stuff from back then. Why don't they have footage of this game? Man, listen, a lot of those games back then were not taped. They didn't have they
And
didn't
then
have the technology that you think they had, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because of all this other stuff that they have. So, it's just one of those games that they probably figured it was against a lesser opponent. It wasn't gonna be any big deal. They weren't expecting him to score 100. They
drop
Mhm.
might
100.
yeah,
Yeah.
he always scores 50 or 60, so nothing to see here.
And he
They
gonna
just
drop
gonna
60.
yeah.
So
So he scores 100, and it's like, oh my god! So I believe it, and I would have loved to just been in the building, and I probably would have been sitting very high up in the rafters if I was even allowed in the building.
no.
But
You'd have been
Exactly.
downloading them tickets for $3 back then.
No, he
no,
no.
yeah,
Back then we talking about other
I
type
think
of
yeah, I
problems.
think oh
Okay.
yeah, you
Oh, okay.
missing
Yeah.
you missing the
Oh,
point.
right.
Yeah,
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
yeah. You
I
would have been
forgot kickers
way
wasn't
way up at
allowed.
the tippy
Okay,
top,
yeah.
up at the
We
tippy
wasn't
top.
just sitting anywhere.
My bad. I got on the
Yeah,
right shirt. I got on the right shirt.
There
yeah,
we go.
yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. There you
All
go.
right. So yeah, on my square says Kobe's last game. So I think that game I actually did watch
Yeah.
on TV, and the energy in that building probably was amazing. I mean, from
No,
what
it
we
was
could
crazy.
see, it
It
was
was crazy.
amazing. And for him to go as crazy as he did that last game,
Yeah.
that would have been an amazing game to see and feel that energy live. So yeah, that's a good one too. I
For
mean, you
sure.
can't go wrong with any of them, but to
Right.
me, like I said, that 100 point game is one of the things I'm like, man, I gotta see this. I
And
gotta
that's all
see.
the reason to see that in person because it's nowhere. So it's like to be able to see it in person
Yeah,
now.
Right. And that
So
yeah.
Ray
I get down.
was crazy too, though. Half the Miami Stadium walked out of there. Thought the game was over. So can you imagine that? That's hilarious. And they couldn't get back in, and the game went into OT.
I love that. I love that when
That's
people
great.
leave games early and then something happens and
They
then
missed
there
the
you see,
craziness
yeah, you show
Right.
they show people trying to get back in outside. I'm
Yeah.
like, nah,
because
shouldn't have left.
you can hear the stadium or it's roaring. Like we did that one
Right. Can
time
you
because we
imagine hearing that from the parking
no,
lot?
I've heard it. Rams was losing, so we left early, and all of a sudden we hear just going crazy, and we looked, and they ended up winning. And they came back, did something crazy
Yeah.
at the end.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta. You know what? I've learned that from when I was younger. I stay and watch the whole games. People be like, "Man, let's get out of
Yeah.
here early. Let's beat the people in the parking lot." And I'm like, "Nah. If this game is close, I'm staying. I
Right.
Oh
want
yeah.
to
Getting
see. I
close
want to
ain't
see
going nowhere. Yeah.
the
If
complete
it's
game."
if it's big difference, then you get up out of there. Ain't nothing gonna change. Even if they score something, they still gonna lose. Get out of there. But if
Yeah,
it's close,
somebody can be by 40. All right, let's
Yeah.
get
like
up out of here.
let it
But
out.
if they down like a touchdown or two, I'm
Yeah.
probably
Might
gonna
want.
stay. Touchdown or
Yeah.
two, yeah. All right, so we got the little NBA out the way. We want to move on to a little college football. We're not going to talk about all the college football teams. We're going to talk about Colorado because that's what y'all like to talk about.
Yes. Got to.
Colorado is the hot topic
There's
again this
yeah.
season. Everybody's talking about it. Anything Dion is attached to,
It's
number
the
one,
talk.
is going to be something that people gravitate to, whether they
Right.
love him or whether they hate him or whether they love the team or hate the team or love the shoes or hate the shoes. If it's Dion attached to it, it's going to be a subject. So,
Right.
really, this past couple of weeks, it hasn't really been Dion, it's been more Shador.
Mhm.
With the stuff that he's been saying in interviews and things like that. So people have been critical of him. And I just been telling a lot of people, look, you want these guys to be truthful and speak, the way they think. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
Right.
and you know, and
Be yourself.
I didn't hear anything that Shadir said during his interviews that was crazy or off putting. Um Sometimes if your line isn't blocking, sometimes you just gotta say,
You
man,
gotta say
listen,
it.
I mean,
What you expect,
they not blocking, right?
bro?
They
And they was not blocking at all.
but let me say this before we even go in on Colorado, right? Good or bad, Colorado, this is Dion's second year at this program.
Right.
Everybody said he was gonna be trash. So he came in, won more games than they did the year before. Step one,
Facts.
right? Come in, improve on what was already there. You
Right.
brought this talent in, and what people don't understand, I don't care how good the talent you bring
You gotta
in,
develop it.
continuity is a big part of high caliber sports. When you play at the highest level of any sport, continuity is a big piece,
That's
right?
a fact. That's a
So
fact.
when you have a team that's full of a lot of talent, but they haven't been together, like
Right.
it's
They don't
hard
know each
to,
other tendencies. They don't
yeah,
know. Like
yeah,
it's part of it, right?
yeah, because you have a lot of teams in all sports that have a lot of talent, but then you say, man, that team has all this talent, but they're not playing well because they
Right.
haven't developed the chemistry yet, right?
New Orleans Pelicans would give us a great idea of that. CJ McCollum, Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, crazy talent, but can't get nowhere.
So, but again, Colorado's young for the most part. Now, with this being Shador's, senior year, his last year, the question is, will Dion stay? You know what I'm saying, after
I
this?
think
Or
he does. I think he does. And the one reason I think he does stay is simply just because of the fact that he's getting the national exposure. He's getting to run it the way he wants to run it. They paid him good money. Like there's really no need. Why would he go anywhere unless some major school comes calling? But I mean, he could go to Florida State because they suck right now. But that's another story. But I don't think he goes nowhere. I think he stays a couple more years. I think he can. He's done well enough getting to school on ESPN, the national exposure, and being there. I just think he's in a good spot in terms of controlling everything. So why leave? Why?
Chris Michelle, what
Eh,
you think? What you think? You think he gonna stay, or you think he gonna leave?
I think he's gonna leave.
Okay, so why you think he's gonna leave?
As much as he is creating a program and creating the buzz gonna follow him wherever he go.
Mm-hmm.
So like if somebody is gonna offer something, there's not an if. And depending on what his son does, that offer might be something different or even higher from college. Who knows? He might be some pro something. I don't know. Like he's gonna go where the money go, and he gonna take the show with him. So I absolutely think he's gonna look. I absolutely think he's for sure gonna go somewhere, and I got an itch that is pro.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
that's been the
So
conversation. Like on my square said, the Cowboys' job is
Cowboys,
more than likely going to be open after this season, just depending on what their end result is.
right?
So that's been
Ooh,
something they talked about last year. But I'm really like, is Dion ready to be a head coach at
I
this
don't think
level?
so.
I don't think
Right?
so. I,
He
I think
said
it's
he's. Go ahead, Ken. I'm sorry.
steps. I think it's steps
Yeah,
that people got to take, right?
yeah.
Like
Right,
for Dion to come in, I wouldn't say he would come in as a head coach.
right,
Now, I would love to see Dion come in as an assistant coach or cornerbacks. We already have Al Harris with the Cowboys, but I'm pretty sure that Dion would like to come in and be with the Cowboys organization. But I would love to see him come in like a cornerback coach and assistant coach that in that role, and then kind of be there for a few years, and then
right.
work his way up like that. But I mean, for him to
Yeah,
come straight in
a
from,
head coaching gig in
That
the pros. I don't know
but he's
because
any
only,
franchise is, if they're smart, they will not take him straight to head coach anything because it's like Big Ken said, it's steps, and he still, of course, he is who he is, but that don't mean he about to come out here just blast. I mean, look at Colorado. Still, he made some differences, but he's not ready to. No, absolutely not.
and
yeah,
that's what
because
makes me think if he does leave, there are some top notch college places that he could take over. For example, I mentioned Florida State. He's a Florida boy. He played there. And listen, Florida State does not look good this year.
but do you think
And
Florida State gonna want to bring him in after they accused him of stealing recruits from them and
Right.
that
I
whole thing
mean,
last year?
Listen, the way they look right now, bro, like they
But do
look.
you think he's gonna? Is it gonna be as enticing to go to another fix me up or pro assistant head coach, assistant coach?
He's on record saying he doesn't want to coach grown men.
I mean, he
So
coaches grown men now.
I mean, pro grown men
Yeah.
because it's a different type of motivation. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. Yeah.
for Florida State isn't far off from being good. They just need to get their recruiting stuff back on track because it's like a dude at Clemson. He just refuses to bring in portal guys. I'm forgetting his name, coach at Clemson. He just refused to go in the portal, and Florida State
Yeah.
isn't far off. What they really need is somebody who can bring the players in through the portal. And what does Dion do well? He recruits well in the portal. So for me, if I was looking at it, if he decides to leave, which I don't think he, will. Like I said, he gets to be prime. He gets to be who he wants to be. He's got his deals in place. He's got his money in place. Of course, Colorado, but he's about to create two of his kids are about to be alumni there, so they're going to bring money back into the school in Hunter and Shador. So I think he's in a position to where I think he waits it out. Now that's just my thoughts because I'm thinking if I was in the
Yeah.
same
I'm like
position,
you thinking for you. We're not thinking prime time
right,
Dion. No, he'll jump that shit.
right. So I don't know, but I would think he would stay. I would think he would because he's got full control over there.
I mean, you made some valid points though, because to have the ability to control and just be yourself completely, he might get a little pushback in other spots because he's not coming in hot doing like this place is really truly his own. So I can
Right.
understand that, but
I think this
I
is a
don't
good
know.
question from the audience. Um, he says, "Where do you all see college football in the next 4 years because of the NIL deals the kids can get, and how it will shape the NFL?" And I would say what I've been saying: the college is turning an NFL junior. Basically,
Yep.
Yeah.
the portal
Yeah.
is just
Junior
free
pros.
agency.
Yep.
The portal is just free agency. So I mean, it's shaping up that way. And but the crazy part about it is it's still a top heavy with the teams, but
Mhm.
it's creating a more level playing field because some of these other teams that don't have the rich breed of Alabama or Georgia, but they have the money
Yeah.
Mhm.
to
They
get
can. They
these
can.
players. They
Yes.
can get some of these players. And for me, like I think Texas made a jump because Texas is able to pay these guys
Yeah.
these NIL
Texas.
deals.
Texas A&M. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Texas was good, but they made a jump because now they're getting guys where they were getting 3, 4 star, maybe every now and again a 5 star. Now they starting to get some 5 stars.
Often.
So yeah, so
Right.
because they can
And,
pay
and I
for it. So
and I dig it because shout out to the O'Bannon brothers who really started this years upon years ago, the NIL, and we're finally getting to see it come to fruition now. But I'm all for the kids getting paid. The difference
Yeah.
is I think it's just going to make college football, like Ken said, NFL junior.
mm,
Like it's always been the NFL prep league. It's just like the G League for basketball. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that that's where it's going to end up being. But the SEC runs college football. Let's just be.
well, let's say this too: these guys been getting paid. Now they just can do it on top of the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. Now they can
They
talk
ain't
about
gotta
it.
they ain't gotta drop the bag at granny house, you
Fact.
know what I'm saying, in the garage next to the trash
Right.
can no more. They can
Right.
just cut these guys a check, a automatic bank draft, and pay
Right.
these guys right out. So,
Right.
but yeah, it has changed the landscape of college football and it's changed forever. But, I like what I see. I like the product that's being put out on the field. So
I'm not mad about it.
yeah, hopefully it'll roll. I want to ask you
And now
this
they
though.
got that 12 team playoff, which is going to create more and more revenue. So I just like the fact that the kids, the ball players, don't have to sneak around now. They ain't getting fined for eating a
Yeah.
bagel in the kitchen. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
All right.
So I'm with it.
So check this out. All right, so real quick, Colorado, this is their season schedule. What's your prediction? what's their record? They got 12-game season. What you think their record is at the end of the season? Trish
Ooh.
Michelle.
Hold on, go back to that graphic,
Wait,
Ken. Hold
yeah, go. Let me.
on. One, two,
I'm
three,
I'm go I'm
four,
going 6-6.
Mm,
5.
I'm going 6-6.
I they beat North. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I give them 7 wins, 7 or 8, 7 or 8 wins.
I don't know about that, bro. I give them 6, 7, 8. Gonna be tough.
It's gonna be
yeah, I'm not.
tough.
I'm not taking them that high. Shoot, I had them about 4-5.
Yeah, a lot of people
Ooh,
had them
four,
about
five.
4 or 5. I think
Yeah,
I think six is pushing it. They got a hard schedule, bro. Like
yeah,
if you
No, I
just look at the
agree.
schedule, especially the back end of that schedule outside of Kansas, is gonna
man,
be rough.
Yeah, they're
So
gonna have trouble with Oklahoma State, UCF.
absolutely.
I think they can
when
beat Baylor.
I
I
think
think they
UCF,
can.
I think is winnable, but I think that November that Oklahoma State, they're gonna lose that.
But yeah, that's gonna be tough,
They might be able to beat Kansas. They're gonna lose
right?
against Utah. Utah's
Right,
I
top
don't
ranked
know.
team.
right, right.
Dog,
No,
That
yeah,
be my
Utah is
they're,
a top ranked
they're gonna
team
lose
in
against
college
you.
football right now. They're gonna lose that game.
My eyes went
I
straight to
can
yeah.
that and said
guarantee you that.
loss.
Okay, so
Texas,
I give them 6. I give them
yeah, that's
6.
why I said I see 6. I think 6 is good.
Yeah,
I think 6
I,
is
I
good.
it told me a lot how they competed against Nebraska, and I was like, dang, Nebraska really showed them up. Now Nebraska's really good, and I thought, shoot, man, they didn't even really compete against Nebraska.
Well, I think Nebraska's I think Nebraska from last year when because I think Colorado beat them last year, but they were missing a quarterback, and when they got
Yeah,
But
Raiola, that
yeah,
that just
so
completed everything for them
changes.
because he's a great young quarterback, and he's going to be one of
facts.
the ones I believe. So,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, we're getting 5-7. So, see what I'm saying? 5 or 6 games is probably about
Yeah,
tops
that's
where they're
seeming
gonna be at.
Yeah,
average.
6-6 is gonna put them at a bowl game, and that's where
yeah.
I'm kind of like maybe they can squeak
Hopefully,
out at least
yeah,
6 so they can get to a bowl game this
that'd be
year.
great to see. Yeah, for sure. I'm
Yeah,
hoping for it.
yeah,
I
and
feel,
and and for me, really for Shador's sake, I want that for him so
yeah,
they can have that additional game so people can see him because I've been telling people for weeks. I don't care what people say. Shadur is an NFL quarterback, right?
Oh, that's a fact. No,
He
that's a
has
fact.
all
yeah,
the talent. And what I've been telling people for years, you have to look at these guys not just for all the intangibles, but when you look at a quarterback, you look at the IQ and arm talent. Can he make certain throws? And Shadur has shown you that he can make NFL caliber throws
Yeah,
where he put
yeah.
ball placement,
and
all
he's
that.
accurate too.
If he has blocking. So can you imagine what he's doing and what he's been able to do this last year and this year with a shoddy line, even if he had
Yeah.
a great line in front of him that allowed him time to actually make those throws, bro.
Now,
And
imagine
he's
what
a
he could.
pocket
Yeah.
type quarterback too. Go ahead, Patricia. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying. Imagine that change. That makes a lot of difference. That time, that line
Yeah. So
giving
if he
you
can
that.
stand back there in that pocket and pick people apart, come on, guys. That's an
And
NFL, that's an
he's a
NFL
pocket
guy.
and he's a pocket quarterback.
Yeah.
He's not the guy to get out of the pocket and start running.
Yeah.
He's an in the pocket, standing there, fire the ball off kind of guy.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
he's got to have an O line.
Give him
So,
the time he
but
needs.
Yep.
yeah,
He's got the arm. He's got, what I'm saying, the body type to be able to stand in the pocket and be able to
right,
take some hits. You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
I don't
Yeah,
care
I
what
agree.
NFL quarterback you are, you're gonna have to stand in the pocket and you're gonna take some hits
You have
sometime
to
because of
deliver,
some of
bro.
those, long developing routes and stuff like that. So, but I think his durability is not a question. I think he's durable. And he's shown that last year after he got beat up
Yeah,
that
he
he
got
made it
beat
through the
up.
Yeah, he was
season.
getting whooped on, and like,
So I mean, I think he's an NFL quarterback, and some people have him top 5. Some people have him going number 1, just depending on who has that number 1 pick. So, I
yeah,
If
mean,
they
I
if
don't
that
know.
Ewers kid from Texas come out, he might get that number 1 spot.
I mean,
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
Because you're gonna have to deal with do does an NFL franchise want the prestige that comes with a Deion Sanders type boy. You know how folks feel
It's the
sometimes.
NFL, man. It don't
It
matter.
That's
is.
Everybody's a star in the NFL. Everybody's
yeah,
got chains. Everybody's got glasses. Everybody's showing you they watch. So I
Right,
mean,
right,
he fits right in with that.
he
So
absolutely does.
you know what I'm
right,
saying? It's just for me, for what he does right now, I think people are still adjusting to him being a college football player doing that. But
right.
Yeah,
these guys, he has the highest NIL evaluation of all of them. So I think his like NIL evaluation is like 4.6 million or something like that. Like,
Right.
yeah, so if he got an AP, he can afford it.
You can afford
right.
it, right?
Like
I mean,
And that's
they
dope
hate it,
too,
man.
because they ain't gotta hide that they got a Rolls Royce or a Lamborghini or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
the
Like
fact
And
he
that's
pulling up
another
to the
thing.
school.
That's another thing. Like they ain't gotta hide it no more. So like, let them show it off. Let them do all the crazy mess. Like they've been hiding it for too long.
yeah, I mean, these guys have just as much money, if not more, than NFL. Some of the NFL guys, some of the lower tier NFL
Yeah.
guys aren't
Oh
making
yeah.
that much
Lower tier
money.
for sure. For sure.
But
So
I
you know,
mean, a young quarterback. I mean, listen, Dak just got 60 million per year. So if you're a quarterback, listen, you in the greatest era of getting money that there ever was. So
all right. So
hey,
Kimyon said it will come down to the combine between those two. He was talking about yours and Sanders,
yeah,
and I
Yeah.
think that's true. I think it'll
Yeah.
come down to that and the things that people see from those two. Because here's the thing with the combine, it's a lot of stuff that goes on in college football, measurables and all this stuff. People lie about a lot of stuff, but when you go
facts.
to the combine and they actually measure you, your height, your
Yeah.
hand size, your arm
Do you,
length, all that
you
stuff,
got
your
them? You
measurables.
got them Brock Purdy arms, Key.
Hey, Brock Purdy is the Kevin Willis of the NFL, bruh. That dude is sick. They have him listed as 6'2", but he clearly got a 5'11" wingspan, bruh. Like he has some of the shortest arms, and that's
Listen here,
probably
man.
why he was drafted last player in the
Leave
draft
my
because
quarterback alone, man.
his
That's my quarterback.
his
That's my
measurables are
quarterback.
terrible. But hey, again, Tom Brady was drafted very low
Very
and
low.
then
Yes.
became one of the great, if not the greatest, quarterback that the league has seen. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the measurables mean a lot because that's what the experts say. But we've seen measurables mean absolutely nothing. Jamarcus
Right.
Russell.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, it can be good, it can be bad. It's a difference between a ball and a
It
bust.
ain't the size of what you do with it.
Okay. Well, we'll let
That's
the
Yeah.
lady
no.
say that.
That's not for me with that statement. No, 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 no. Don't take that in that sense. But I'm just saying that's what they trying to say in sports world.
I
Hey,
mean,
I mean, it fits though.
Exactly.
Pause.
Well,
yeah, I was gonna say that's even worse.
I was like, wait a minute.
Oh man. All
All right, swing it back. Swing it. Look, I
right. So
can't.
Pause. Pause.
all right.
Pause.
So who y'all think will win it all college football? I think this is probably gonna be the same answer across the board, but maybe
Yeah.
not. So Benji, who you got? Who you got winning the whole thing college football this year?
I want to be a contrarian just for contrary's sake, but Georgia is a problem dog. Like, yeah,
And there you have it,
that's
folks.
just when the coach come out and tell you that NFL scouts are saying, "I would rather scout my team against your team." You know, Georgia is yeah. So
Well, I
Georgia's
think that's the unanimous decision.
Yeah, that's the sexy pick. It's definitely the sexy pick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because man,
I was hoping Alabama would have looked a little better, but it was week 1, week 2. But other
mm,
than that,
mm,
Texas,
yeah,
I'm leaning between both of those. But yeah, no,
yeah,
Georgia is a problem.
yeah. I think Georgia is probably the top pick, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Texas is looking really good.
They
yeah,
are,
yeah.
Texas is looking really
and
good, man. So
That's the
and
one where time
yours
will
went
tell.
down last year, right?
man, they loaded. They loaded at quarterback. So
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
Arch Manning. So
that's not a problem for them. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I think Texas is loaded too. So that's gonna be interesting, man. But I
It'd be
think
great to see
Georgia,
how that season goes for sure. For
yeah, I
them.
think Georgia's good, probably the top pick though.
yeah,
All right, so let's switch gears a little bit from college football. We'll hop to the NFL, and before we get deep into the NFL piece of it, the schedules and things like that. We got some news from the NFL this week. The first thing I want to talk about is the Super Bowl, right? With the
Mm.
Super Bowl, we got, Kendrick Lamar was picked, and man, that lit up Facebook and social media the past couple of days, and people are highly upset that an LA artist was picked to perform at the Super Bowl in New Orleans with, all those artists from New Orleans. Me and
And
Benji
we
talked about
talking
this a little bit before the show,
Mm-hmm.
and
crazy.
I think that I think that it comes down to commercial appeal, right?
I agree.
Lil Wayne
And
does
and
not.
and a set.
Well,
And set.
Lil
No,
Wayne does
Lil
not have.
Wayne has the music, but
Lil
Yeah.
Wayne has the music
Dot's
for
concert
us,
is
but
crazy.
as far as a commercial appeal, you gotta remember it's not just us watching the game;
yeah,
it's
right.
everybody watching the game. So as far as commercial appeal, Kendrick Lamar has uplifting music. He has the Black Panther soundtrack that they can draw from. He has all
Right.
these different things that
We
he's
gonna be
done.
all right.
Well, he has a set of music in that 30-minute time frame that he can play that's commercial
That
appeal, right?
everyone will know a couple of them,
Yeah,
Right.
not
facts.
just us.
Facts, and I also feel like they would be crazy to not include some New Orleans artists and some local people, so they're gonna include them in the show.
Right.
How they're
I
gonna,
would hope so. I think it would be
I'm
great.
pretty
I'm
sure.
not saying Dot. I can't say Dot hasn't collaborated with any Louisiana guys. I can't name some off the top of
I'm
my
pretty
head.
sure they're gonna bring
But
out
I would
somebody.
imagine, right? It's a great time, honestly, at
I
this
think
point to do some collaborating, right?
I think just out of respect to where he's about to be at, like he's gonna just him being who he is, he gonna bring somebody out.
Yeah, he gonna bring some people out. I mean, there's no need to make a song or nothing like that. Like
Yeah,
everybody has their catalogs, but I think you can mix it to where, what I'm saying, like he does his stuff and he just kind of weaves in
a
some
little
New
moment or
Orleans
something.
artists, what I'm saying, here and there and kind of mix it in and be able to represent them as well. So I think
I
that's
sure
what's
hope
gonna
so.
happen.
Who would be, I know we talking Lil Wayne, I know we could talk Juvenile. Who would you like to see if he did bring out an artist from Louisiana?
Wheezy Top.
Yeah. They already
That's
said that they already said that their future has something to do with it. So he's gonna have
mhm.
something to do with it as well. So I think between New Orleans and Atlanta, like they're gonna try to weave something together. So I'm
Yeah.
sure at the end of the day, everybody's gonna be, what I'm saying,
People
okay
will be
with,
happy.
yeah, with what they see.
They
Like
upset
they
right
said,
now, and I
at least
Even
it
if
ain't
understand.
not
Taylor
I
do
Swift.
it
get it.
by himself, he's still gonna wreck that
At
joint.
least it ain't Taylor Swift.
Thank God, because like
I
literally
mean,
watching that stupid game was so annoying. Like
Oh
I
man.
walked in and I was busy. I wasn't even able to watch the full game. But I watched it and all I heard as I was doing stuff was just trap
the Swifties.
twist, swift. Like
I
I was
mean,
like, have they said anything about what's going on in the game? Like
they was talking
it was
about that
about their
joint. Huh?
dates that they done been on and this and that. And I was just like, what?
I mean, when you
Er,
control a whole, when you got your own nation, so to speak, of Swifties,
I'm
and
sorry. And I
that
don't care. And
paper longer than the Nile River. I
the
mean,
Swifties can come for me because there was the rumor of a arranged date that they're supposed to separate. I hope it's true.
she's like, I hope it's true. I mean,
Oh
just like,
man.
I
Hey,
mean,
hey man.
the way he
What
was looking in that first NFL game, like Rico, I mean, he might be going through something. I don't know.
hey man,
So, look,
I
wait, I seen a comment that said, I don't know how she did it, but she gentrified a white man.
that's spot on. You can't put it no better.
I
Right.
said, well, yeah,
That
I
is
like that.
hilarious.
I like
That
that's
is
what
that.
happened.
hilarious.
I think
She
that is
gentrified a black
probably
man.
the best thing I've seen this week. That's probably the
Yeah.
best thing I've heard this week. I think that, yeah.
All I could do
That
was look at how he looked 22
yeah.
opening to
The boy
now. I
look
was like,
50 right now.
A gentrified
just
white man.
outfit,
That is crazy.
swag, face,
Took
everything.
it
That's
all away from him,
crazy.
huh?
He at the horse track or whatever he
He
was
went from
doing or whatever
swagger
they
with
was
a
at.
sister.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, I think people are going to be okay with Kendrick Lamar at the end of the day once they see the
Right.
performance and everything, and
They're gonna do it
of
right.
course
They'll be.
they'll be fine. They'll get over. People
We got to
just
February, so
well, people just have fake outrage.
selective
Well,
outrage.
it's fake. It's fake.
Yeah.
It's just for the moment. They'll be okay.
Well, it's
They
temporary
ain't really
emotions, yeah.
upset. Yeah, they
They're
just
mad in the moment.
it didn't go like they thought it was gonna go. They thought they was gonna be Juvenile back that thing up. They thought they was gonna be all New Orleans artists, which would have
I
been
mean,
dope to
I'm like,
see.
I ain't gonna lie, it would have been lit.
Yeah, which would have been dope to see. But
Can I ask
hey,
y'all a question? Can I ask y'all a question though?
Yeah.
what's up?
Louisiana artists right now doing the whole 30-minute set at Super Bowl. Who can do that?
We're not
Wait till
talking
You don't have
about
to
one.
have one though. That's the beauty
right.
of it.
You
New Orleans
merge,
has so many artists from New Orleans that have great catalogs. You
yeah,
could do a mashup of different ones and fill up
Right.
that 30 minutes, no problem.
Right.
right.
So, I think that's what the issue is. People know that, and that's what people are upset about because that's what they were expecting.
And then they take ours, California. When we did ours, it was a whole mashup. They brought all kinds of people out, so it's like
See?
do the same.
See?
So
That's what the expectation was because see, when LA did that,
Mhm.
boom, they say, okay, it's going to New Orleans, so we're gonna follow suit. We're gonna do the
We
mhm,
exact
expect
same thing
everybody from New
with New
Orleans to
Orleans,
do
but
it.
it
Yeah.
didn't play out that way. But it's always a method to their madness, so
it'll be all
we'll
right.
be okay. We'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll be all
All
right.
right.
Plus, we
So
got Cali representing, so of course we're gonna be all
I don't think anybody
we
from the
gonna
area
be
want to
all
figure it out.
right.
right.
All
We
right.
gonna be all right.
All right. So the next story up I want to talk about really quickly is Tyreek Hill, man. This was crazy,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, to see the video of him being thrown on the ground and arrested, well, handcuffed at that
Right.
moment. And what people didn't see behind the scenes was when you see the whole footage
Right.
of the cam from the
Yeah,
police
body cam.
officer, they also handcuffed Calais Campbell too.
Yes, they
Hmm.
did.
So they had both of them handcuffed, and this is
And
prior to
Calais
the
was
game.
just pulling up. He
Yeah,
would
he
he
pulled
was
up
just
and
there
he
to
was
make
trying to
sure. Yeah.
yeah, well, he was trying to call Drew Rosenhaus and
Mhm.
tell Drew what was happening, and they were threatening him and another player that was in the vehicle with him, or another person that was in his Rolls Royce SUV with him. So it was just crazy, and what it seemed to me. Now I'm just gonna just tell you what I observed from this video. Was Tyreek Hill being an a-hole at the beginning?
A
A
little
little
bit.
bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And the cop just went overboard with the whole situation by handcuffing these guys and stuff like that. Now, I understand football players don't deserve, any different treatment than anybody else, but come on, dog.
They
Like
football, bro.
you can't
Okay.
tell me you don't know that's Tyreek Hill, dog.
Right.
Like,
Listen, and that to
Yeah,
me, listen, I understand. Like, we ain't trying to show no, but let's just be real, dog. Like, this dude plays for the National Football League, one of the top rated players in all of football. And you mean to tell me, he's going to the game and you still act like he's just a regular civilian.
you throw him
Like,
on the
bro,
ground, bro.
yeah,
I
that don't
mean, put your knee in his back. This man telling you he
yeah.
just had
And
knee
that was
surgery.
excessive. Yeah,
Like,
hostile about it, hotter than fish grease about it.
yeah.
well, I'll tell you this: them dudes is probably gonna lose their job, probably lose their pension or whatever else they got going on, just trying to make an example out of these guys. And it was excessive to say the
It
least. At the end of the
was.
day, it
I
was
Yeah.
would agree.
excessive. So, and then the fact
Like
that,
Tyreek Hill is gonna do anything to you, bro. Like he's going
I
to.
mean, now we can't say that. I
well,
mean, because
I mean,
I ain't gonna lie to
but
you. Now, when Calais Campbell got out of his vehicle, they probably felt a little
that's
bit,
6'8". Yeah, that's
a
six
little
eight,
bit
6'9",
intimidated.
y'all.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Okay, okay. All
but
right.
here's the deal.
Keith Calais Campbell. Yeah,
I,
he's
I
6'9". Yeah.
I also saw a story. Somebody said, now this is just speculation,
Mhm.
that those cops had placed a bet against the Dolphins.
oh, I read
Oh,
that. I did read that.
So they're investigating those claims
oh
because
wow.
that could be an issue.
That's the
You
big
know what I'm
thing.
saying? Them trying to impede them
Sabotage
from
the
You
getting to
game.
the
know,
game. Yeah.
nah,
So
Oh,
it's crazy, bro.
I did read that. Now,
now
is
you
that
are
pop
in
out?
Miami,
It's crazy, bro. So the NFL, bro. What people do for money, man. It's crazy.
man. You know, cops don't get paid that much, Steve.
Look, let me start off by saying, first of all, I forgot I did this. So every time I close off my camera, I just be like, what in the world?
Hey, when I first saw it pop up, I was like, "Oh, she got a new face on there."
I did this a minute ago, but I haven't been like logging in when I popped in. So when I came back for the first time, I cut the camera off. I was like, "Yo,
She got her Hager Hey picture up.
hey,
She got a bang. Look at her. Look, she got a bang. Hey,
oh
she got
man!"
a
I
bang.
really a couple of times y'all see me coming back laughing. That's because every time I see that face, I'm just like, "What the heck?"
Oh man. All right.
Stop. Stop.
So yeah. So I mean, with that, with the Tyreek Hill situation, I think it's just a case of,
Yeah.
cops going too hard and trying to prove something, or it may have been the fact that boom, they are in cahoots, as the old folks
Yeah.
say, cahoots, and they're trying to impede these guys from getting to the game, well, him from getting to the game because they want that bread. So
Hmm.
I mean, hey, it
I
could be.
mean, if that
Never can
turned out to
tell.
be true, they man,
Yeah, I don't
you
put
mess
nothing
with.
past people in this world.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
absolutely,
either. I wouldn't
absolutely.
either. To be
And
Yeah.
honest.
if they did, they gonna find out. So
All right. All right. So
Ooh.
another story, Benji sent me this, man. This is a good conversation we're having real quick, man. Is guys painting their fingernails lately? Um,
yeah.
you've seen, rappers like Travis Scott, a number of entertainers, and now Caleb is painted his fingernails, and he had his fingernails painted at USC, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yeah, he
Hmm.
did.
He
He
did.
did.
There was also a college basketball player that was doing that as well.
Noah Lyles,
Um,
the Olympic track
yeah,
star, he
Noah
does too.
Lyles did it as well, and that's becoming a thing. So Benji, what if one of your sons came to you and said, they got their fingernails painted? I mean, how you feel about that?
I mean, we keep our nails filed over here. You know what I'm saying? You know, we keep,
No,
and we keep
paint
a
it,
little
bro,
buff.
paint it, paint it.
I mean, I'm trying to work my way
Now, dog,
into
you got to get to
understanding.
it. Get to
Bro,
it.
Right.
do you have an endorsement deal, fam? Like why you got your nails orange? Are you a catcher for the league? Like
So,
I
so,
would want to understand
so you're
why.
okay with it if it's a reason.
If it's a reason, if it's a legitimate reason, because again, we're in the age now of endorsement. Look, bro, I run a beauty supply shop, like
Well, that's
selling
different.
women's hair. But what I'm saying is that if somebody walked up to me and had an endorsement deal and
You ain't
they will
you
request now certain limits. Now hold on.
you ain't in the shop with a 20-inch yaki coming out the back of your head because you sell it.
Right.
Nah,
Now,
but
like I said earlier when I was telling him, you gotta, we can trust you if we know you try the product. You can throw in one of them toupee pieces you got on today.
I
Get your
but you see,
man, rock your
but you see
man
what I'm
unit.
saying? If I was in a space where I was doing a promotional thing for man units and I had to cut my hair, put on the man unit, you know, that type of thing. You get what I'm saying? Like there has to be a legit reason behind it.
So
Like
so
why
you're
are
okay
you
with it?
just I would be okay with it with reason. Not
Chris Michelle,
just you just paint your nails just because,
you
dog.
got a son. Your son came to you with his nails painted. How you feeling?
Well, his favorite color he likes to paint his nails is black.
See,
He only paints his nails black.
right.
Okay.
It's part of his swag, like his little image. I first the first time he asked me, I was like, "Do you got anything to tell me?"
Right. Right.
Like,
A
I
B C
just
D.
wanted to know,
Elemental
do you
Right.
P.
got anything to tell me? He was like, no, like, but I watch how he moves. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're open. We talk. I got friends that are, and that, so to come to me to tell me something like that would be nothing to tell me. So he's like, nah, it's just my swag. Like, it's just I rock it with he wears cowboy boots and like wide pants, jeans that with like the Kanye shirt and black nails. That's him. So
Right.
like that's the thing. So I don't bother. He don't make me wonder anything, and I doubt he would make me. He would just tell me. So
Right.
whatever. It don't bother me. But I mean, and I'm
At the
even if he
beginning,
changed
at the
it,
beginning did it,
no.
obviously, right?
I just really asked that question. Anything to tell me?
Right.
And
Nah,
he was like, "Nah, I'm good." And I was like, "All right, whatever."
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I'll just, I guess, it's
talk,
just for me.
talk to us, Ken. Talk to us.
Growing up, I had sisters, two older sisters
yeah,
growing up. So nah, that was just a straight up no, and I'm still rocking with that. I think it's just certain things for me that what I'm saying, that I believe, and we grew up. Like, what people do doesn't bother me.
Right.
yeah,
But if my sons were doing stuff like that, I'd be like, nah, dog, that's not a good look. Now, my sons are 20 and 23. If they did it, I can't make them not do it, right?
yeah.
They're grown,
Right.
but I mean, I ain't giving my stamp of approval
Approved
for it.
for it. Right.
So what I'm saying, and I ain't gonna lie to you. If every time I see you, you just go ahead and get ready, because I'm gonna roast you.
I'm a roast.
So
Yeah,
what I'm saying, that's just me, right? If that's just
yeah.
you, that's just me, right? If
No,
you want
for
to wear
real.
your
Right.
fingernail polish, that's fine. Just be
And
ready to
that's
get
the
roasted.
thing. You gotta be okay with. You can make decisions, but not everybody has to like it, and not everybody's gonna
Facts.
hate it. Like everybody is that whole freedom of speech and
Right.
opinion, and if you could like what you want, you don't have to be okay with it, but you also don't have to make it an issue. So it's not like he going out here cussing out everybody that got their fingernails painted. He's just saying he not with it. That's it.
That's 100%
So,
facts.
in this case, Ken, we got Caleb, and he's there, and his nails are painted with the team's colors,
Hmm.
and he's got the Bears, and he's got their information on it. If you see that and you on the team, what are you thinking? What are you
N-
saying? Like,
Nothing.
is
As
there
long
any
as he
issues or
throws
something?
touchdowns and as long as he's doing his job, I'm a professional,
Who
right? It's
cares?
just like if
Yeah.
I go to work, I don't care what the next person next to me is doing as long as they're doing their job. I don't care what they got on, right?
Right.
And at
That
the end
doesn't
of the
bother
day,
me. Yeah.
now and then his sexual orientation, say it was something different. Who cares? He on the field doing what he's supposed to be doing. That's all we here for. We ain't.
Well, I think that is a little bit of
I
a
mean,
blurred line
if he
because
coming out there,
well, I think that's a little bit of a blurred line, and there's been a lot of conversation about that because of the locker room deal. When you're in a locker
well,
room
yeah,
with guys, and the sexuality thing is going to be an issue,
right,
because if you got guys in there who like guys, and I'm in my locker and I'm used to being able to get dressed and being able to be naked at points and stuff like that in front of the other guys, and don't have to worry about somebody checking me out because they want to hook up with me. Eh, it's
Different
yeah.
it's a
story,
little
right?
sketchy.
But
It's a little
yeah, I mean, at
sketchy.
the same time, if you go to the gym and you're working out and you got on them gray
Mm-mm.
sweatpants, there's probably someone else in there looking out.
Yeah, gray
Very
sweatpants
true.
is one thing,
So, and that's the guy. That's
but
But
butt
like,
but
cheeks,
swag, but
but
butt cheeks, no
bare
clothes
butt
on,
cheeks is
different
different.
story.
yeah. I mean, I agree, but as far as
Yeah,
that goes, that's the solution that, eh, you know.
coming out the shower with
What
water
coming out the
dripping it
shower
all
at the
over your
gym, you ain't got
body. Nah.
I don't know
water,
about that. That
water
part,
glistening
I just
all
need him to
over
come and
your
play on the
body.
field like he's supposed to. I ain't everything else.
I mean, yeah. At the end of the
That's for the
day,
organization.
yeah. At the end of the
Right,
day, that's what it amounts to. Can you come out and you do a job? Are your fingernails painted? That's fine. Whatever the
right.
case may be, do your freaking job. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, if you do that, nobody cares.
Nobody
Now,
cares.
if you go out there and you're terrible, yeah, your fingernails
Yeah, we're
will
gonna say something.
become a subject of
You and your
ridicule.
stupid nails. Get off my field.
Can I talk to you about a bigger issue though? Why
What's that?
bros' hands look like their grandpa hands though?
Go back to he played football.
I
Why are
mean,
you
bro, look like
examining
he.
that man's hands like
I
that?
mean,
See,
it look like
you're
his
the
hands.
question more than his nails. Cause
I
why
mean,
you worried?
listen, man, listen. Them hands look like they was old woman, old man hand, like he's
Man,
like
I can
70
see
years
I can
old.
see if it was a woman's hands,
Go
but
back to his
dude,
hands now. Let me
and
see.
a dude's
Go back
hands
to
could
the
be
hand. Go back to the
ash,
hands, Kim. I'm telling you.
ashy and bust rocks for a living. I
Right.
wouldn't care.
Man, he just his hands are fine. He
Man,
played
I don't
football.
care what his hands look like, as long
It
as they
looked
can grip
like he
that
just got
football.
him butted down or something. Like, who cares?
As
He
long as
just
he can grip that
moisturized.
football to throw it, that's all that
He's
matters.
like, I don't care. Forget it.
Little
I do
like
not care.
we like good hygiene, so his hands are fine enough.
Yes, and that's one thing I was going to say too. Ladies like when your hands are clean.
Yeah, but painting
Absolutely.
your fingernail different colors don't have nothing to do with
Now here's the next stuff.
I mean, I don't
Because
know. You
now
never
I
know what
cannot.
folks is into.
I don't know. I can't even fully say that. I was gonna say I couldn't date somebody that painted his nails. Can't
What?
say that.
Can't say that because
well,
I'm just saying. I mean, people have fetishes, dog.
yeah, I
Just
mean
saying.
it's all good and
I
to
can't
each his
say that I
own.
would care. I mean, it just everything else,
To each his own,
manly
man.
about them.
There's somebody out there for everybody, as my mom says. So, you know what I'm saying? More power to them. Yeah.
Facts.
All right. So next question up. This is a good one. Saw this on my timeline. I thought I'd talk about this really quickly. If you could extend one NFL player's career, longer than what it was, who would be your pick? Trish Michelle.
Ooh.
Look, that's the only one I ain't got an answer for.
All right, so
Let's
Benji,
go to
you go.
Benji.
Trish, we'll come back to Trish Michelle.
I'm
Benji, you
trying
go.
to
I know
think.
you got an answer.
If I could extend one NFL player's career,
If you don't know, I'll go, and then let y'all think.
I know I'm balancing off two off the top of my head that
No,
I would
I
have.
said one.
I know. I'm trying to balance both of them out. Go ahead, because I'm the first one that came to my mind is RG3.
I have one. Vincent Edward Bo Jackson, bruh. I would
Yeah,
have loved to see him
man.
have a 10-year career. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
With the ability that he had and the explosiveness and the way that he played the game, bruh. I
Yeah,
would have loved to see what type of video game numbers he would have been able to accomplish,
Put up right.
that's a good one. That's a great one.
over an extended career, because we have never seen somebody that was that good at two different sports.
Right.
Deion Sanders played, and even Deion said I wasn't as good
Good as
as
Bo.
Bo,
Right.
Yeah,
right? So, because Bo was extremely good at both, right? So, I mean, to me, that's my pick. You know what I'm saying? Bo Jackson is the player who I would have loved to see.
Now, my
yeah,
original one on that post was Sean Taylor
Hmm. It's a good pick.
because we got very 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 minimal time with Sean Taylor. That was my original thought. So balancing those two off, but yeah, I'll stick with Sean Taylor.
Okay, yeah, it's a
The
good
boy
pick.
was a problem. The boy was a beast. Was a
Big
problem.
facts. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I always say, I always used to say that Sean Taylor to me reminded me a lot because of his size and his ability of Steve Atwater. He was
Hmm.
like a bigger, a bigger, better Steve
Bigger, more
Atwater.
fluid version of Steve
Yeah,
Atwater.
yeah. Steve Atwater was a
Yeah.
beast, but Sean Taylor was a little bit more athletic and what I'm saying, hit just as hard and was a
Yeah.
little bit more of a ball hawk, I would say. So he was like a 2.0, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, of that. But yeah, definitely his career was cut short, sad situation. But yeah, it's a
yeah,
great
for
pick.
sure. Sad situation.
So Trish Michelle, what you got?
I still don't have an answer. That's sad.
All right. So
What?
while you thinking,
Yeah.
let me go to the comments because
Okay. Okay.
we got one thing in here. Kimmy said Barry Sanders, right? So
There. Look. There we go.
let me
There's a
say
good
this.
one.
Let me say this. That's a good one because I also had Barry Sanders on my list, and Timothy B said the same. Said got another one of my picks, Gail Sayers. Gail Sayers had a
We got 3
very
years
short
on.
NFL career, but dude, let me tell
Mhm.
you, the numbers, the yards per carry that dude was averaging, and over a 10-year span, oh my
Crazy.
God. And
Facts.
Barry Sanders played for 10 years, but he left and he was still completely healthy. He had I would venture to say he probably had another 5 years, another solid 5 years where he could have played. And you got to think about it. This man was only 2,000 yards short of the NFL rushing record when he left at year 10.
Mhm.
So if he
You're
played
8.
as
You only play 8.
I
You
thought
only
he
play
played.
8, Ken. I let me fact check. I believe it
Yeah,
was 8.
fact check that. But when he left, he was only 2,000 something yards away from the record. So, in a good season, that's one season. So you
Oh,
mean to
he
tell
did
me,
play 10. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so you mean to tell me he only played 10, and you see how long Emmett played, and you see how long it took Emmett to get that record. So, if he played as you kind of do the math, you like, dang. So he really could have put the record, you know what I'm saying, like out there if he would have continued to play. But if you have not seen his documentary that's out there, I think it was on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken, or ESPN. But it's a great documentary, and it'll explain to you, you know, kind of why he walked away from the game. So
Yeah.
I'm sure part of it was because of the line.
I mean, I don't want to ruin it for people. You just have to kind of check it out. But you know, for me, it was sad because he was one of my favorite players growing up.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And even being a Dallas Cowboy fan with Emmitt Smith jersey on right now, I still put him above Emmett as far as, you know, on my running back, you
Yeah,
know, tier list for me, personally. Because when I look at that, I don't always look at just the numbers that guys put up. I trust my eyes, as I say. I have seen him
right,
play. I have seen the moves he can make. I have seen what he's capable of. So I know the difference between the two.
right.
so I'm picking Barry. If I had to, if I was a GM and I had those two on the draft board, I'm picking Barry.
Yeah.
Barry
So
Sanders is a monster. So
I'm a I have an actual YouTube video on it, so I am going to rock with Barry.
okay,
I'm
all right.
rock with Barry.
That's a great pick. That's a
Yeah.
great pick.
can't go
So
wrong. Can't go wrong with that.
yeah,
No,
can't go
I'm
wrong
not.
with Barry.
Yeah. A phenomenal player for
Yup.
sure.
All right, so let's talk about this really quickly. The new onside kick rule.
Mm,
Okay, wait. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Okay, so the new onside kick rule, it to me, I get why they do it. I get why they're doing it, but trash. At the end of the day,
yeah,
it's trash. I don't like it. Okay, so onside kicks are illegal before the fourth quarter. Team must be losing to kick an onside kick. The team must announce intentions of kicking an onside kick ahead of time.
Like
Listen,
who got mad?
that
Get
takes
some,
all the that takes all
yeah,
the surprise element
right.
away from the onside kick. Like, I mean, it's
So,
supposed
someone got
part of
mad.
it
They
is
got
supposed
they.
to be
But
the fact that I'm surprising you.
it's the
Surprise
sneak
onside
attack.
kick.
Yep. Gotcha.
sounds like the NFL is trying to make something relevant that's been irrelevant for a long time, and yeah, it makes no sense.
How's that making it
Uh,
relevant though?
Yeah,
Talk to me
that's
about
making
that
because
it.
guy.
because by them changing the rule, obviously they talked about it, and let's bring it up, let's mention it, let's talk about it because it's a rule within the
I
game,
think it's a safety thing. I
Yeah.
think it's a safety thing.
right?
Running down the field full speed. Now, for those of you who have never played football before, who have never been on kickoff team or kickoff return,
Mhm.
it's brutal. It's
It's,
brutal.
it's very brutal.
hmm
Right? It's
They
one of
coming
It's
at
the
brutal,
you.
most
right?
dangerous
They
Facts,
coming at
returns in
you all
sport. Yeah.
gas, no brakes, straight
bruh.
to you.
Right.
Hey,
It can get crazy real
yeah,
really quickly.
absolutely.
And
The
a lot of
kickoff
us,
in itself was pretty,
I'm gonna tell you
irrelevant.
this: a lot of us that played football back in the day, I'm pretty sure we had some concussions,
I
and a
did.
lot of
I know I did.
concussions probably occurred doing doing
Yeah.
kickoff, doing
Running
special
full
teams, bro.
speed,
Just
getting
smashing into
slapped.
people. So I mean, I get it; it's a safety thing, but I mean, it's lackluster, bro. It's
Yeah,
lackluster.
I don't
it's
like
it's
it. I like the surprise aspect. I like the ability to be able to like do something and just they ain't
I can't
expecting it and everybody like, oh shoot, what we gonna do? But
I can't
like
even kick an onside kick if I want to.
if I
You can kick
I
it, but you got to tell them, and it got to be the fourth quarter. And you got to
I
right,
be
mean
like
and you
that
got to be
that's
losing. And you got to be losing.
I mean the odds of
yeah, that's
getting
another thing. You gotta be like, why
the
can't I
odds
be
of
up
getting
and
an
decide
onside
that?
kick though.
Why can't I be up? We're not even in the fourth quarter. I want to sneak something out real quick at the end of the third, real
Yeah.
quick before we get into the fourth. I want to like, why can't I do that? Like I have
Yeah.
to be losing it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
like
know what
Timothy
the
B.
owners were thinking with that one.
I'm like Timothy
I don't
B.
know.
If you're gonna do that, just eliminate kickoffs altogether. Just start at the 20
Facts.
or something like that, and just just forego it. Period. Just
Because
remove that from the game. But
the
another
kickoff
piece,
itself was terrible. It was just kicking it out of
Out of the
bounds, and
end
there was
zone.
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
it's a
was
waste of time. Yeah,
meaningless watching the
Yeah.
Super Bowl, and they're just kicking the ball out of. I'm like, what
but
is it? Yeah,
I will say this: for those guys who don't get a chance to play, that's how they get a paycheck. And some guys is on the roster simply because they good special
kickoff
teams
team,
players, and
crash
Yeah.
test dummies.
yeah. So I mean, I don't want to take them away, but that's part of what they do. But another question I want to ask in relation to that is, do
Hmm.
you think that the new onside kick will be eventually adopted by college and high schools? Because a lot of times the
Man,
NFL is the top
The
tier,
the test, yeah.
so
my
kind of
my
sometimes
thing
it
is
trickles down.
the
I
my
hope
thing
college and high
is,
school don't though.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're training for a job. So if you're going NFL, going pro, you're gonna wait till you go pro to learn, like, to actually practice that and implement it. I believe it
That
might
makes
trickle
sense.
down
That
and
makes sense.
be a part of college for sure. High school maybe, but for sure college.
Mm,
I think it's the safety thing that Kim was mentioning. If I was to think off the top of my head, the safety thing, because they want to eliminate, and make it as safe as possible, as they say, a
And
lesser
they need to
risk.
work on these football fields.
I think
Well, when you playing on soccer fields, Green Bay and Eagles, I mean, this is what you get. But we got to
Man,
generate the money first, so we can go build a new stadium, so that the owners can get more money. But we got to generate it first. So y'all go over there. Let's generate this money,
you're right. They're
so
gonna
we
send us
can.
over here to Brazil. Yeah, little,
I mean, in
hey,
Brazil, it's kind
thank
of
God nobody
low
got
budget
hurt.
right now. So
Well,
NFL is
wait,
always looking for places to build at.
wait. Do we
So
know the
while it's
status
at its
of?
lowest, I mean,
Do we know the status of Green Bay's quarterback? Or what's the name?
he's out like 3 to 6 weeks.
Oh, mm,
He's out 3 to 6 weeks. They ain't put him on IR though, because they're
mm.
hoping he comes back within that 4 week
Okay.
span.
So I was
But
waiting, but I was so busy, so I
yeah,
never got to catch up and see like what happened with him. All right.
MCL sprain. So he's
Okay.
out 3 to 6 weeks.
He'll
yeah,
be all
I
right.
I told somebody that, and it's funny because I hadn't been playing sports for a long time and had some of those injuries. So when people get injured, especially when somebody like tears an Achilles,
Yeah.
people will inbox me and was like, "So did you think he tore his Achilles?" I'm like, What am I, the Achilles expert
The
now?
expert,
Because I
resident
tore mine
expert now.
like
Absolutely.
right. So, but I also
Hey,
had
bro, you
a
think I tore my Achilles on this one, dog?
I knew he didn't. Even when it went, I was like, oh, he got that. That looked
well
like a bad,
Yeah,
well
like
but you
bad
never
twist.
know.
But yeah,
You
it
never
just looked
know
like
when
a
they
bad twist.
rolling on your ankle like that, though. What it
yeah, but
is.
a lot of times when you look at guys, because I've had a high level grade MCL sprain before too. A lot of people don't understand what an MCL is and what an ACL is. So, you know what I'm saying? The anterior, the medial, and stuff like that. Like when they say MCL, that's the inside of your knee. That's the tendon on
Right.
the inside of your knee. So when you see a guy's knee bend inward,
Yeah.
that's probably an MCL sprain.
Yeah.
Hopefully not a tear. And
And
if it's a
he's
tear,
300 pounds,
yeah.
280. You know what I'm saying?
It
Running,
doesn't take a
full
lot to
speed.
kind of
Yeah.
sprain it, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, it
know,
doesn't.
because your knee not supposed to bend that way unless you have taco knee syndrome where your knees just kind of knocking you.
Well, I'm about to have knee surgery soon, so from a meniscus tear that
What you been doing? Doing backflips and going on?
no, I hyperextended it playing basketball when I was younger,
Yeah,
and
Oh,
so
that'll do it.
oh, you got
therefore,
crossbow.
no, actually, I went and knocked it out before she thought she was gonna land that ball in there. Her little legs packed it out, landed, hyperextended, but went out for a minute, iced it up, kept playing on it.
Well,
So
well,
I mean,
yeah,
here's
straight
what most
true.
people don't know. My son tore his meniscus and some cartilage in another part of his knee, and the doctor was telling us that most people have meniscus tears. Right,
Mm.
it's very small. So it just happens that over time, some people's meniscus tears get worse or they have trauma, which cause it to tear completely. But the average person, especially you get advanced age, you have a couple of tears in your meniscus, especially if you've played sports. So yeah, you just have to be careful, man. Just got to be careful. All right. So the next thing up here I want to talk about is your prediction for your team. So just for the audience sake, y'all see I'm a Cowboys fan. Trisha Michelle's is a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Benji is no longer a sports orphan. We identified him last year as a 49ers fan.
49ers. Yeah.
A
So
real deal Holyfield. You gotta
Real,
say
so
real,
it.
he
real,
came he came out the closet, right? You know what I'm
Ah,
saying?
ah,
So yeah,
real.
before
Hilarious.
because for a while he was a sports orphan. He was
Yeah.
he
not claiming
was.
the
And
49ers.
was talking mess about everybody. And we
I,
like,
I
who are
wasn't I
you?
wasn't
Like,
cool with how they did Cap. You know what I'm saying? I had to get over that.
He
You get what
was
I'm
a
saying?
closet 49ers fan. There's so many
I,
jokes in that, but hey, we just gonna leave them like
I
they are.
mean,
San Francisco, the closet. Okay, but either
they,
way,
and they just shot your boy Ricky Pearsall in the chest. So you know what I'm saying? Like
I
it's just buck
know.
wild. It's just buck
It,
man,
wild.
San
And the
Francisco,
boy's birthday was Monday.
yeah, San
y'all,
Francisco becoming
y'all got some
gangsta out there.
thugs. Got some
Man,
Yeah,
thugs
it's
over there.
thuggish. It's the
how you
thuggish
doing?
Y'all still got
vibe.
CMC. He out, huh?
Yeah, he could chill out with that new kid out there running the ball like he is there Pacheco.
Yeah,
Hey
yeah, yeah,
man,
yeah.
Yeah.
hey man, this is funny. On my square is cracking me up over it. He said my season is done. My Giants are getting.
Hey,
Hey man,
hey,
hey,
on my
at
square,
Mm.
least
listen,
at least you're
you're gonna be
honest,
able to get
man.
that Ewers kid from Texas because Dion already said you ain't getting Shador. So, uh,
Yeah.
Hey man,
He's
at least
honest
hey,
he
though.
knows. Listen. Somebody posted one of those memes that showed like the different parts of a quarterback you can put together to make the worst quarterback,
Not
and they just
right.
had a picture of Daniel Jones.
That
Everything. And I was like, that is wild.
is
So period.
hilarious, man.
But hey, okay. So what's your team prediction for your team's record? Got 17 games. Benji, what's your 49ers doing, man? What's the record at the end of the regular season?
Uh, it's 17 games this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
12-5. NFC champions.
Okay.
Going to the Super Bowl again.
Okay. Trisha Michelle, what you thinking?
Mm. I think we're going to the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna just say that.
Well, I mean, I think we're all gonna say that, but but
Actually, you know what? We last year, was not great for us as far as
I
wins
don't
and
like y'all
losses.
secondary again.
Um, but I think we might do.
Gonna say 11-6.
I really would look 11-6. It was really like sitting there because I'm like, not 12-5. Not more than that. But I think 11-6 might. Yeah.
well, um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 12-5 for my Cowboys.
Three
Um,
straight years, 12-5.
yeah, I'm gonna go 12-5. I was gonna
Oh,
go 13 because looking at our schedule,
Yeah,
I
I'm like,
think
I
it's
would have went higher for
I
you.
think it's very doable. I
Yeah.
think 13
yeah, and y'all
is very
division
doable.
is terrible
I,
too.
I think you'll do 13 for
Yeah, I
sure.
think 13
Like,
is very
easily.
doable. On my square, I'm sorry, my guy. He was like, I don't care how many teams we lose to, as long as we don't lose to the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure the
You're gonna
Giants are
lose
gonna
to the
lose to the
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yes, yes. Are they
So
keep Ken? Or is your squad if they go 12-5 again? Are they keeping McCarthy around again?
I don't think so. I think this year is at least conference playoffs. I mean conference title game or bust. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't
Yeah.
even say Super Bowl or bust, but he got to at least get him to the conference title game.
I
If
mean,
not,
Twelve
I
and
think
five, 3 years. That would be 3 years in a row.
I mean, they've been having good regular season records for a
yeah.
minute, and
Right.
it just don't translate to anything
Mm.
in the postseason. So
That's the
this
problem
is
for
one of
sure
those
for y'all.
things. You got to prove yourself in the postseason. That goes for McCarthy and that goes for Dak. Even though we just paid him all this money,
Which
like
is
he still
crazy.
has to, what I'm saying, like show up in the postseason. So
That's a fact.
Yeah.
and a lot of people, again, they fall in love with the numbers, the numbers, the numbers. But when you look at the game and you see how Dak plays at certain points, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is not the quarterback that we
That's
need to
not
play
60
at this.
mil
Yeah. So,
worthy. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm sorry.
hey, on my square said his Giants will lose to New York Technical Community College.
Hey,
I like that,
Hey,
Dang,
Benji.
cut
that's
your
all
team some
bad.
slack, man. You being honest there. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, I think we're all about, the same, but hey, the fact that all of our teams are in the NFC, we're gonna run into each other.
Hey,
So
absolutely.
I don't
So,
think
yeah.
any one of y'all want to play us.
absolutely, we
eh,
don't care.
I mean,
Yes,
I
we
think with
shouldn't
the
care.
roster, with the way our rosters are composed, I think we'll give each other a run for our money. I think it's gonna be a good
I
game.
say bring it.
So
Absolutely.
Y'all got to
Don't
pick
make
Michael
don't make me
Parsons
pull up
too. Yeah,
and
so
watch the game on your couch with a Long Island.
I mean, listen, I'm just trying to tell you, you're gonna have some trouble with the Niners. I just want you to
well,
And
remember.
no
here's
one, no
well,
one, no one's just gonna come out here and easily win either one of us. Now, if
well,
that occurs,
here's the thing. You
I
said
like
tw- you s-
Saquon
you
Barkley
said
on your squad,
you
then.
said
I
12
love
and
it.
5,
Welcome
right?
home.
You
Welcome
said
back.
12 and 5, so five people ain't gonna have a problem with your team.
I mean,
Right. And
sometimes
we
you know what I'm
and
saying.
we
You
are
might get a CMC out. You might get some things happen during the league where you're trying to rest up and heal. A Debo might
Of
be out.
course.
You get what I'm
Of
saying? So
course.
things happen in this league where you need to chill out. But um, yeah, I got the same feeling I had about the Celtics that I have about the Niners this year.
you're
It
just
Yeah.
was like
supposed
this
to
up. It was like this up and down, but you could tell like if they just play consistent, they could do it. So
That's everybody.
right. I'm like,
I mean,
who,
true,
who
but
Literally.
isn't
you
saying
can
that
That's
about
tell
their
literally
you can
team?
tell
everybody.
when a team, you know what I'm saying, is like yeah,
Yeah.
they can do it.
Okay. All right,
Right.
Benji.
I'm just
All
saying.
right.
I'm just
So,
saying.
all right, the next topic of we want to talk about the first week's biggest letdown. So which team played, terrible this weekend and let you down, Benji?
The one that sticks out is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm.
But I
Yeah.
expect with all the Jamar Chase drama that they had, he played, but you could tell there was like, and then you read their schedule really on opening, and Burrow isn't actually that good in openers, and Zach Taylor is like 1-4, 1-5 now in openers since he's been there as a coach for the Bengals. So I thought that drama, it was subside because they're playing the Patriots. And the Patriots
Right.
traded Matthew Judon, who was their best defensive player, and they still came out and won the game. And I'm saying, and they had the slowest black
I, I'm
quarterback
I'm
in
not
the
gonna
history.
lie. As confused as Benji is, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? But hey,
Yeah.
it is week one. And so, but
We're not gonna keep giving everybody in the week. Oh, it's week one. Well, it's week
I
two.
mean,
Like I
Well,
told them before the show, it's week one for everybody. So,
yeah.
right.
you know,
So
But
but
some teams
you win
fade.
some and you lose some.
but
Some
you live
teams
and find every
fade as
day.
the year goes on, you know what I'm saying? Because they ain't that. You know what I'm saying? They can sneak in that first game because they pumped up and they know they suck,
Yeah.
to be
I
honest.
mean,
Well, I say this.
first
I
game
think a
jitters
lot
is
of
what you're trying to
teams.
call it.
I mean, just first game, like I don't really care about this game because
No, I
I
think
didn't really play a preseason. So
I
the
Right.
think a
first game is my preseason, maybe the first two games but my
I agree
Niners
with
didn't
that.
have that problem. They
I
were
think a
going
Okay,
lot
to
of
so
these
Benji.
going
teams.
on 8 straight drives,
I think a lot of these teams benefit from having great coaches, which like the
Yeah.
Patriots. The Patriots can win a game because Belichick and his people, they have a great system, right?
Right.
So even if you don't have the best players, because their system,
You can
what I'm
steal a
saying, that they
game. Yeah.
have, like you can win a couple of games just strictly off of that if you
Yeah,
execute
you can pull some out for
in the
sure.
system. So, but for me, I'm gonna go Cleveland. I wanted my Cowboys to win, but I didn't expect us to go in there and skate like that, right?
Right. I would agree.
So, especially
Yeah.
especially offensively, like we were just going up and down the field at one point. I'm just like, dang, this was the number one defense last year,
That's
and
more of like a
They didn't look like
boring.
they wanted to
Like
be there.
that's boring.
yeah, I mean, we kept Miles Garrett under wraps for the most part. Well, with a young fella on that side. So
Hmm.
Right.
I was impressed. I was like, man, look, I mean, look at what we can get. Look at what we can get accomplished, man. If everybody plays
Yeah.
consistent, like Benji said. So, you know,
I know
I
them
was.
Rams fans is upset.
But they weren't disappointed. Like the Rams
They're
missing
not.
the tackle, missing like for them to actually go out there and compete
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
no, it wasn't.
almost
It
win that
wasn't a
game.
bad game.
Yeah, it wasn't a
It
bad
was
game,
just
but they should have won that
disappointment.
game.
Disappointment at the end is what it was. That's all.
Right.
all
I
right.
agree.
So what about the biggest surprise then? Biggest surprise team of this week? Who surprised you with their performance?
Ooh, in a losing effort, I'll go with the Colts. I
Yeah,
like the
that's my
way
pick.
Anthony Richardson looked.
That's my
And I
pick.
remember coming out of Florida, they was just saying he was a freak of nature, but he missed it. He wasn't accurate. He wasn't this, he wasn't that.
Yeah,
And man, the Houston Texans look really, really good because they added some dope pieces. But for the Colts to come out and for Anthony Richardson to look like he did, uh, they might be a problem if they stay
yeah. It
healthy.
was some good moves to see come into play. Week one's always exciting to see kind of what happens with these picks and moves that were made.
Yeah, because I mean the Texans are loaded. Let's just be
Yeah,
Fact.
honest.
yeah,
They're
I didn't even
loaded. So
remember that they added Joe
yeah,
Mixon.
for them to for Indianapolis to come out and play like that, I was like, whoa, wait a minute,
Right,
wait a minute, because I have a cousin who's a big Texans fan and a lot of family from Houston. So of course, they chatter in my ear, especially game day, and
right.
he usually is very active in my text messages and in my DMs. But he was quiet. I was like,
right.
you quiet over there,
You know
man.
what happened when it
Uh
get
huh.
quiet?
You
Uh huh.
quiet, man. What's going on? Y'all must be struggling a little bit. Let me check these scores.
That's when you
So
Right.
know. That's when you
yeah,
know.
yeah, a little quiet over there. But yeah, man, the Colts kind of shocked me, man, with that. Even though they lost, like they put up a heck of a fight, and I was pretty impressed by that.
Right.
Yeah,
I like
Yeah.
that they do have a running game in Taylor,
I mean, they got
and
everything. They have
right,
they have everything, literally.
they
So
they they might create some noise this year. Of course, it's going to depend on how Anthony Richardson really looks. But man, he that throw off the back foot, he slipped and then he chalked that joint
yeah.
60 some yards down. Man, I was like, what in the world? What this kid? This kid
Well,
got
when
a
I say
rocket for a
when
arm.
I say they have everything, I'm talking about the Texans.
Oh,
the
okay, you
coach,
talking
no,
about the Texans.
the coach missing pieces.
yeah. No, no, no.
The coach
He's
Yeah.
missing
talking
some
about the
pieces.
Okay.
Texans
So
being
Okay.
that's
fully
what
Okay.
made
loaded.
them the
Right,
biggest
right,
surprise because I know what they missing, and then for them to still come out and compete with a team like the Texans, who's probably going to win their division for sure.
right.
I mean, it was pretty shocking. So, but I had to address this one comment. Timothy B said, "Big Ken, y'all were two Denzel Award picks from a game being potentially a different outcome. Man, that's every game. That's every game.
Yeah,
I mean, if
Right.
woulda, coulda, shoulda, if somebody would have not dropped this pass or not dropped this pick, they
right,
they
right.
cornerbacks for a reason and they drop passes and that's what they do. So I mean, hey, that's every game, man. All right. So the next thing we want to talk about is the division winners, right? So who we think is gonna win in each division. So we'll throw this up really quickly so you can see who's in each division
Mm.
for reference point. I have mine picked out already,
Oh
so
Lord.
I can go first if y'all need a chance to kind of look at them because I already got my picks.
Yeah, I got mine.
I don't
I
have
got
one.
mine.
All right, so for me, the NFC North, I'm going Detroit.
Okay.
For the NFC East, of course, I'm going with my Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
For the NFC West, I'm going 49ers. For
Mm-hmm.
the NFC South, I'm going Bucks. For the AFC North, I'm going Baltimore Ravens. For the AFC East, I'm going Miami.
Mm-hmm.
For the AFC West, I'm going Chiefs, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And for the AFC South, of course, I'm going Texans.
Okay.
Yep.
I got mine.
Uh,
AFC North. I'm gonna take the Steelers in the AFC North.
Okay.
North. I think, of course, Baltimore is going to be neck and neck, but Steelers will take that. AFC South, I'm taking the Texans, of course. AFC East, I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Dolphins this year. AFC West, of course, can't pass up on KC.
Mm.
NFC North, I like Detroit, but I want to lean toward the Packers, so I'm going to stick with the Packers. I'm going to stick with the Packers to take the division,
Even with
even
Jordan Love
though
out.
Love is hurt. Yeah, I'm still taking. Yeah,
Wow.
I like them this year for some reason. So the way they scared me last year with the Niners, so I got some. They gained some respect for me. NFC South, I'm gonna take the Saints. NFC East, I'm gonna take the Eagles, and of course the NFC West, I'm gonna take the 49ers.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, that Saints is an interesting pick. You know, I mean, a lot of people, probably wouldn't argue with that.
That
You know,
defense is gonna be trouble this year, bro.
we'll see. We'll see.
That defense is gonna be a
We'll see
problem
this
this
week for sure.
year. Yes.
So I mean, they play the Cowboys. Cowboys got a top tier offense, so we'll see what the defense looks like. We know what the Cowboys do on defense, but offensively, this is going to be a test for us. So I'm looking forward to this weekend. But
Yeah,
Trisha
it's gonna
Michelle,
be tough.
how about you?
FC North, Ravens, South Texas, East, AFC East. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Dolphins. AFC West, of course, KC. North for the NFC Lions. NFC South, I will go with New Orleans. I do see something there, possibly. I don't know. Anywho, of course, y'all know who I'm running with the NFC East. I don't even need to
Yeah, we know.
say it.
We know.
I
Of
mean,
course.
of course, NFC West, the Niners.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think
You,
we.
you
I
know
think
what?
we.
You know what's funny, y'all? Is y'all had no doubt that my team was gonna win that
I mean,
West.
look at who you're in there with.
Saying,
Like,
Yeah. I mean, y'all division is not. It's not that
poo
competitive.
poo. like,
It's not that
I mean,
competitive.
I can't lie.
like,
Yeah.
It's not
But
that
but the
competitive.
Rams did look pretty good though,
Bruh,
and
stop
they
it.
got Puka and Cup.
Stop it.
Puka
Yeah,
already hurt.
they look pretty good.
Stop it. Stop it.
They didn't look good against the
Yeah, but I'm just saying, this 17 game season. Stop it,
yeah.
dog.
Hey man,
Stop
Stafford
it.
got a rocket for an arm,
Stop
I
man.
it.
mean,
Shout out
we're
shout
not.
out to the Texas quarterbacks, man, because the Texas quarterbacks be a problem, man.
We're
Listen,
not gonna,
I mean,
you
Texas
know,
high school football is a problem. We ain't gonna keep
problem,
harping on that.
facts,
look,
I mean,
facts.
it's a
they started
problem.
off from where they supposed to start off from high school to college on up.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Like,
mean, when you come from Texas, a lot of these guys playing stadiums the size of college campus
yeah,
stadiums, so they used to those big environments and those big time games because, quite honestly, in some of these divisions, they're playing top tier talent every freaking week.
They're great.
So, they're used to that environment. So it's just we just breed that type of players coming from Texas. So I mean,
right.
it is what it is. All right. So we got those division predictions. What about your NFL MVP? I think the NFL MVP and the Super Bowl predictions probably going to be close to the same for us for the most part. But I'm interested to hear what you got to say, Benji.
NFL MVP.
Hmm.
I'm going Josh Allen for NFL MVP this year.
Mm.
Quarterback for the Bills. I don't think that squad has a lot on it, and he's gonna have to be Superman Cam Newton this year again. And I think he gets it done this year. I think
Mm.
he puts it on his back this year, gets them, into the playoffs again. Of course, they're gonna lose in the playoffs, but for the regular season, I think he balls out this year. And he's already showed us in game one. Yeah, like when he
That's
puts on
crazy.
his tape, like, bro, touchdown here, touchdown there, run it in, throw it, do whatever needs to be done. And yeah, I think he's gonna win that MVP this year for the regular season.
Okay. So, all right, Trish Michelle, that one threw me for a loop.
I did.
I wasn't expecting Josh Allen, but
Huh.
I mean, hey, he might be right. So, Trish Michelle, what you thinking?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I got Patty Mahomes is is
It's
a monster,
undeniable. Like, stop
bruh.
denying the
Like
man, Benji.
until
I mean,
so,
I just think I think he's bored with the regular season. I
I,
think that team would do enough again, get in the playoffs, and then take it up a notch and be in the Super Bowl again. And Patrick Mahomes gonna be a beast as he is in the playoffs, as
Is he
typical.
bored with the regular season, or would you just say he's at ease? Who is his
He's at
competition
ease.
like that?
I
Like
mean, but you know, he's got some competition.
he does, but what I'm saying is
The
like he got
Ravens.
the fire that's underneath him. Like he has competition, but
I think it's there. I think he's just
it
at
ain't
the
gone
point now
nowhere.
where he
Do enough
has
to win.
he's a master of the game. So it
Yeah,
Facts.
looks like he's coasting, but he's not,
Facts.
right?
Right.
Because he's just so good
just
at this
making it
point.
look easy.
He
Calling.
makes it look easy. He
Yeah,
makes it look
And
effortless.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think
And
that's
he
where we at with that.
still, as much as I love Pat Mahomes, he still throws the ball off the back leg, throwing interceptions sometimes. So his
Well,
interceptions
it
numbers do be high.
it been working.
I
well,
know,
I
no doubt.
mean,
It been working.
It works. It works. And you got to beat the refs and them. So it's a challenge. But
Well, I mean, you
I
can say
mean,
that
I'm
about a lot of
just
teams.
I was
saying.
You
gonna
can say
say
that about a lot of teams,
anybody
man.
can play that card and
Yeah.
will play that
And
card
listen,
when they
when you was
Especially if
need
it's
watching
to.
the
not
game,
if that's
you was
not your
watching the
team.
game with me,
Right,
dog.
exactly.
You was
Especially
I
if
mean,
watching
that's
the
not your
game with me.
team.
I know I was there. But
Yeah, I mean, if it's not your team, then you have a different opinion. So, I
yeah, you're
mean,
gonna
the
you're gonna
refs
have
is the refs gonna ref, and
Right.
it is what it is. But if you do what you're supposed to do, and what I'm saying, don't leave the game in the refs' hands, as they always say,
always
then you don't even have to worry about that. How
right.
I
about that?
think this year, similar to last year, is their defense is going to be just as good, or if not a little bit better than it was last year. So he's not going to have to be crazy exceptional in the regular season.
Well,
Right.
That
I think
defense
he's
is going to
still gonna
be.
put up the
Oh
numbers
no,
that he's been
he's gonna
putting
put up
up,
crazy numbers. He's gonna put up
and
crazy
he's gonna
numbers
be
for
the
sure.
MVP again. And I'm gonna go even further. I'm gonna go into the next piece, which I had on here is the Super Bowl champion prediction. And if it ain't my Cowboys, it's gotta be the Chiefs. It's gotta be the Chiefs again, and Patrick Mahomes is definitely gonna be
Yeah,
the Super Bowl MVP of that
yeah.
again.
Not gonna lie. If it's not my team, I'm always yeah.
Yeah. So
uh, I'm going with the Niners winning it this year.
of
And
course,
guess who I got winning MVP?
Ooh,
I
CMC.
got CMC getting the MVP this year
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl.
okay.
Yes, that's what I got.
See, I know my cousin. I already knew before he even said it because
Yeah.
I just know. I just know.
Right.
I already knew he was going with that.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, that's like I
But this
said.
year, Ken, though, I won't be down at the beach flipping my hamstring.
Yeah, don't do none of that, please.
I
Yeah.
won't.
You are not who you think
Oh
you are.
no, maybe because I might do an anniversary down there again. Because but whatever. But yeah, this year I won't. I won't pop my little muscle and flip on the beach front. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think with the Super Bowl predictions, I mean they're pretty accurate, and of course for what we are, because I mean everybody wants their team to end up there, and I think that the all
Yeah,
three teams of ours has a legitimate shot at being competitive. I think mine's is going to receive the most ridicule out of the three, but I mean
absolutely.
it
no,
is.
no. I think I know. I'm
It
gonna be
just is
honest
what
with
it
you.
is.
Yeah.
I would agree with you, but I think if the Niners don't win it this year, Shanahan is gonna be talked about like a dog, and that team because they're so loaded.
You don't understand the amount of luggage that is held with hate of the Cowboys.
Yeah, so that's what
It
I'm
don't
saying.
matter
Like
what the Niners
it,
don't
it,
do.
it don't matter what we do, what we got, what's going on. Until we do it, we ain't gonna do it
Right.
in
Absolutely.
everybody's mind. So and
But
this
anybody
like I
gonna
s-
expect y'all to do it this year with Jared.
No.
well, nobody expects us to do it at no point in time. So I
Right.
mean, it just is what it is,
You're right.
and we just keep doing the same thing. We get to the playoffs, we sputter out, we sell jerseys, we make money, and we go to the next season and sign more
Yeah,
players.
do it all again.
You gotta do it all.
So
Rinse
it
and
just
repeat.
yeah. Hey, but that's pretty much most of the NFL.
Yeah,
There's only
honestly.
a few people since we won last Super Bowl, decades ago. There's only
Yeah,
been a
don't forget
handful
to
of other
mention decades
teams.
ago because other
Yeah,
Yeah,
people will make sure
actually
you
won
do.
that.
yeah, but I mean, there's only been a few teams that have won in that. It's
Yeah,
been consistently other like certain teams. So it's a lot of teams in the NFL that ain't winning Super Bowls, and it ain't just us.
absolutely. But they
And
only, it's
and
crazy because they only want to make sure that they state that your team is not.
right.
Facts,
And a lot of them
facts.
teams, the way they are orchestrated, they don't go into it thinking that they're gonna win the Super Bowl.
They don't care. A lot of these teams don't even care, man.
I would agree. Like they know. They good. You can talk all that rah talk all you want to.
They're getting that
But when
check
you
that
get
they
out
think is
there and
amazing
Patrick
for them.
Mahomes is in front of you, I know y'all grown men, but you know that boy can't guard Xavier Worthy on the fly. When
Well,
he line up against you,
here's the
or
beauty of it.
you know ain't nobody finna block Chris
He-
Jones,
Here's the
and he
beauty
gonna
of it.
get to your quarterback.
Any
So
given Sunday, it can happen. We got to play these
yes,
games. There's 17 of them. We
Hmm.
will come back at the end of the season, as we always
Mark
do,
our words.
and talk about our
yes,
predictions and talk about what went right, what went wrong, and where we are. So we'll
facts.
revisit all of this.
We always come
So,
back.
yep.
Yes,
So,
we always come back like them Celtics and win 18. Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
we never
Okay.
All
show
right.
up. And then we drop a track like JB did.
Trash. All right.
Oh my
Well,
God!
all
Like,
right. But either way, let's go ahead and get this thing wrapped up. Trisha Michelle, talk to the people, let them know something before we get up out of here.
hey man, we wanted a Super Bowl, so I don't care what none of y'all say. Hush your mouths.
What?
Hush your mama's mouth. Hush your daddy's mouth.
What?
Hush your mouths.
Well, there's a lot of Eagles fans in the comments, so I'm pretty sure they appreciate that.
Yeah, be very
He
quiet.
guys.
Anywho, so that's what's gonna happen. That's what it's gonna be. We are the most watched team in the NFL right now. Check it out. Go look it up. Google it. But anyway, oh, we are. They just said it earlier.
I
Either
put
today
down
or
the child
yesterday.
just went to Brazil.
Yeah, and but I
Brazil
mean,
is
we are the most watched team this season, but it was only one game.
Yeah, it's because people
yeah.
But
wait.
I was gonna
let me
say the
ride.
Cowboys.
Let me
The Cowboys usually steal
let
that.
me ride my wave, okay? But anywho, y'all can find me all over social media, Trisha Michelle _TN, always, everywhere. Fire session, of course, because if you're not watching me on there, then why are you everywhere else? Like be where you're supposed to be at.
Facts.
Coach,
All
coach.
right, Benji Banks, the man, the brand. Talk to the people.
Listen, I want y'all to know that 49ers gonna take it this year. But I want you to know we should have took it last year.
They're gonna take what?
So we should have won that Super Bowl.
No
All
diddy.
right. A few mishaps, some holds, and some things that happened. You know what I'm saying? We should have won that. But I want you to know, 49er fans, I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me good.
Where did your top
Right.
lip go?
My top lip is there. But
Oh,
listen,
man.
49er fans, I got the same feeling I had about my Boston Celtics that I have about you this year. So I'm expecting you to go out, take this year, and run all over the league this year. You get what I'm saying? Handle your business this year,
Is
man.
that how they gonna
Get us
take it?
this
You want them
championship.
to shit everywhere? He's like, handle your business. Like, you want them to stank up the room? Well, I sure hope so.
Stupid. All right. But listen, man, y'all go out and take it this year, man. You got $65 million
Take
in
that.
cap
Take that.
space. You good. Pause.
You said it already. You only got one
$65
chance
million
there.
a year. Ain't nothing holding y'all back this year. Get Greenlaw back. Get Hufunga back. Get the squad back ready and go handle your business this year.
Are you
all right?
talking to your team right now? You're supposed to be talking to the
Yeah.
people.
No,
Talk
he
to the
talk- he
people.
talk-
Listen, I'm
49ers.
talking to whoever out there. I just want y'all to feel me. We're going to strike a mighty blow. Right? Y'all
Yeah.
can follow
Okay.
me, man. IGBRB4701. If you're ever in the Inland Empire and you're in the Moreno Valley area, pull up on Co Beauty Supply. Just got our locks, our braid lady in there, and they're doing an amazing job already. And we're going to be extending again. Getting ready to have our barber in there. So, Ken, you're talking about the man units. They will be on deck soon.
Benji's rocking one right now. Benji, do a 360.
No. This is me. This is me right here. My wife likes to put her hands in my hair. That's all natural.
Man, all you gotta do is glue it back.
No.
That man got that brawn.
So y'all pull up on me, boy. You can't miss me. Benji Banks. You can't miss me on Facebook, man. I'm there, always promoting, always putting something out. Shout out to Patricia though. She bought some of our hair, so appreciate her for pulling.
Oh yeah. You know, he saved a wedding this weekend and they looked lovely.
See, praise the Lord. See, we come through with your hair needs.
Facts.
We got your wigs, we got your human hair. We got your 100%. Girl, we got you. We intellectual.
Benji, wrap this up.
Oh man. Well, you know, shout out to Trisha, Michelle, and Benji, my people, man. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying, cutting up and doing what y'all usually do. Y'all can catch me at Big Ken on Fiyah on all social media platforms, on Facebook, just Big Ken. Listen. Y'all can find the Fiyah Session on all social media platforms. Just type in FIYA8 session, will pop right up. Make sure you go to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss an episode, man. We go live, man. Listen, anytime we do sports, y'all know we gonna cut up every episode, but this is sports is one of our favorite things. We get excited, especially football season, because we're gonna talk noise, and because we all have 3 teams in the NFC. Yeah, it gets a little thick because we know we're gonna play each other at some point. So, but yeah, we enjoyed the comments and the people chiming in today. This has been pretty entertaining, so we appreciate y'all sticking with us. And those of you who have popped in and out between us and the presidential debate, we appreciate you taking time to join us, right? And for the people who were asking about the debate, yeah, we're gonna go back and check it out. You know what I'm saying? We do care about the country, you know what I'm saying, but we can't deviate from our schedule because guess what? No matter who's the president of the country, we still gonna be on live Tuesdays.
NFL gonna happen.
So you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, it's gonna be. But y'all know what? Hey, we're looking forward to this football season. We're looking forward to more episodes. Y'all catch us next week live Tuesday with another Fiyah episode. So y'all keep supporting us and keep showing love. Y'all already know how we do it. It's the Fiyah Session. Love y'all. Peace.
Holla.
Thank you for joining us today. Please follow us on all social media platforms. Just search Fiyah Session.